All right, finally time to profile my cars because good lord, I've been meaning to do this video for like months. So this is my 1999 Acura Integra. Has the gray confetti seats. The interior is trash. Pardon that dog barking in the background, Jesus Christ. It's not horrible. It has a sunroof. It's a sedan. Not the worst condition I've seen for the interior, but still not fantastic. I'm gonna start the process on breaking down the interior this week, so you'll see a video for that. And here's the outside. Looks like crap. Got ugly paintwork and probably rust underneath there. Huge dents, some surface rust. Just a little bit on the sketchy side. Let me back up now that there's not cars coming. Little sedan. Underneath I'll have videos of that, so you'll get to see that right in the next video pretty much. For this next portion, I figured I would just narrate the video as opposed to actually having the audio from when I recorded this. This is kind of me just going over the car right around the time I got it. The axle was broken when I got it, and it needed a lower ball joint. It was a daily driver prior to this, and I got it for $900. Luckily, I had AAA towing. It was a free promotion with T-Mobile. So Fast Out T-Mobile, they're not a sponsor. Just figured I'd give them credit for their promotion at the time. Help get me this car. The interior's not great, as it stated in my previous clips. And it's pretty much supposed to be a car that I'm going to clean up in daily. Nothing extravagant. It's not going to go to shows or anything like that. I just used to have an Integra back in 2012 and was a big fan of them and never really got a chance to do much with it. As you can see, there's some body issues there, you know, some bad paint, some definite rust that just got painted over. That dent. There's just some things about this car that are unsavory on the outside, so to speak, that I'll be cleaning up, and I'll be doing it by hand and, you know, with some tools, obviously, but like, you know, I'm not taking it to a shop or anything like that. Gonna change out the paint and probably do a rattle can job. Maybe not this time. I don't know just yet. It really just depends on what resources I have available to me. I'm not really gonna spare too many expenses for this. It's not meant for that. I will say I will be changing out the engine though, because the engine that's in this is from a 90 to 93 Integra, not a 99. It's to be it's 18A1, and has the same trans, which actually goes into play for a later portion of this video. But yeah, this is just me going over it, and you know, I definitely have been wanting to start this video as old. This section here is just me going over cleaning the air filter. I happen to have some K&N air filter cleaner for the TRD intake that's on my FRS, and figured why not use it to clean this one up too, because there's quite a bit. It should be enough to clean several filters or one filter many times. It's pretty easy to take off the air filter if you didn't know. Just use a flathead. I could have used a way better flathead, but that was just what was in the car at the time, and I just didn't feel like running upstairs. And then, you know, you just pop it off, done with it. The K&N recharger, as they call it, is just the oil for the filter, and then the cleaner. The cleaner you just spray on there pretty liberally, as they say. The instructions are really easy to follow, but you just spray the cleaner on there, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then once you let it sit, you wash it from the outside in, or from the clean side out, as they say on the instructions. And then what you do after that is you let it dry and you spray it with that filter oil and you pop it back in your car. You let it sit for 20 minutes after the filter oil, just in case you think that you just spray it with the filter oil and just go to town. You do not. As you can see, this filter is really dirty. I'm definitely going to replace it eventually, but I'm not in the business of spending money on stuff I don't need to. At this point, I still haven't even got a proper oil change on the car or anything. It needs new motor mounts. It needs new brakes. Some other simple things, but it does run and drive. Interestingly enough, it has a kill switch for some reason. Has push to start for some reason, and they're not like, oh wow, these are really tastefully done. These janky is the word for this car. And as you can see, this filter is mad dirty. This is me just rinsing it off. But yeah, it's definitely a car that hasn't really been shown a lot of love, and I'm a big fan of them. So I'm planning on making sure that I clean it up and document the process. Today, I took out the seats, and there was definitely some water damage. So I'm definitely gonna have to take a look and see where else there's some issues with the car. It's not like much, but it's definitely gross. Um, and then this section here is me putting the gear oil in after replacing the axle. Um, Definitely not an easy process, at least not on the process of the filling it back up. The tube that I have there, I used for a WRX a while back, and it was really smooth. This, on the other hand, the oil would sometimes flow too fast for the transmission to accept, and so you'd have some spillage. Um, and it just was not a quick process. So if I was doing that wrong and somebody knows a better way to do this, go ahead and shoot me that info in the comments, because yeah, this was a pain in the ass. And then I was also detailing how you do it. As you can see, that's the fill hole. The drain hole is right underneath. You actually just need, I think, a 1/4 inch ratchet to fit in there. Without an attachment, it should fit right in. So yeah, I pretty much have just a regular camera on my phone. I have some audio editing software, and like I said, I use DaVinci Resolve for these videos. Um, I used to have an Integra back in 2012, and I was not making nearly the kind of money I'm making today, which isn't a whole lot, but even then, I wasn't making that much money. So a lot of my mods were slow, and I didn't really get anywhere with it. And so I got this car. I needed it daily because my FRS got hit, and I thought fixing the axle would be quick stuff. Ended up not being quick stuff. But luckily, I was able to get to the point where it is now. We're at the point where I need to replace the brakes and the motor mounts and some other stuff to make it a little bit of an easier drive. I'm in the process of removing the seats and the interior so that way I can strip it, clean it up, lay down some anti-corrosion paint, and then lay down some sound deadening material, because it's a bit of a loud car in general for today's standards. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it a quiet ride. I do want it to be a fun car, but I also don't need my decibels at 90 and my Apple Watch telling me that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some sound deadening material to it. Slow stuff. And then as it progresses, I'll actually change out the engine. I'd like to add one with VTEC, so I'm looking at possibly LS VTEC. Might actually find a B18C1 and the proper heads and build that. It really just depends on how things look, because it's really not a high budget car, and I don't want to spend a lot of money on every aspect of it. I'm gonna do rattle can paint. I've learned some lessons from the rattle can paint, which you'll see in my FRS video, about how laying down clear goes, a lot of those things. And what I plan on doing is just going through the process with you guys so you can kind of see where I make mistakes, and so that way you can learn. Or if I'm not making mistakes and it's pretty obvious stuff, you can get a better idea of how to do this stuff, because sometimes the videos that are out there are a little bit lacking as far as like the angles that you need to see stuff, or some tips and tricks to make the job easier. And I've done a lot of random jobs to the point where I kind of got an idea of what information might be helpful for the next person when they're watching a video about how to do XYZ on a car. But that's pretty much the intro to the channel. I'm Chris from DCR Motorworks. Um, you'll probably be seeing a lot more content from me and my partners, Riley, Chris, you, and Drew. Um, if you have any comments on how to improve anything, or maybe you got some suggestions, or you got some ideas on some sponsors, or there's more things you'd like to see, let me know. I'm gonna try to build this channel, and I want you guys to follow the journey. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and so I think it's a good time to get into that. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'm not going to beg you guys to do it, but I'll be trying to release content every weekend. I'll be taking a bit of a break around the middle of the summer next year, but other than that, I'll be trying to do content every Sunday. So feel free to, subscribe, like, share, do whatever you got to I guess promote the channel if you actually like what I'm over here doing. So thanks for your time. Peace.